Hey guys, how's it going? Kevin Cleary here with a bit of a show and tell, first impressions-ish video for you. This is not a new knife. It's actually, not even new to me. It's a secondary market purchase. This is a Spyderco that I've reviewed before on the channel, and I was pretty interested in when this particular version became available, but I kind of missed the boat on it. So um, last weekend or the weekend before, however long this took to come in the mail, I saw one go up on Canadian Knife and Gear, and I right away messaged the seller and said, "Yep, give it to me." And so what we have here is the Ivory straight spine stretch 2 from Spyderco. I've reviewed the Stretch 2 a number of years ago when I was first starting the channel. I really liked it back then, although mine at that time had a little bit of blade play, and so I sent it to Spyderco to see if they could fix it. It came back better, but not great. But I did enjoy that knife, and at the time I made the comment that it kind of looks weird, but it's so comfortable in hand, and it just feels so natural to hold and use that I don't care, which I didn't, and I used it, and eventually, the Agomi Super Blues became a little bit rare, and I was able to sell it for more than I paid. So I was like, yeah, you know what? I don't usually keep sprints for that reason. Like, I'd much rather just keep the regular version of a knife. I don't really need sprint runs. This one, though, is a little different. It's not a sprint run that's just done in some exotic steel. This is a sprint one run where they've actually done something different. So the blade spine here is a straight spine rather than the big hump you normally see on the Spyderco Stretch. And for that reason, I was really, really interested, because I do think, and you guys can comment down below, I do think this is a much handsomer design. Is handsomer a word? Anyway, it is now. I just used it. Update the dictionary, please. I'll be checking for the latest edition to see that happens. Either way, this is a nicer looking knife than the original Stretch. Even though I didn't hate the Agomi Super Blue Stretch, I loved the blue color of the handle. It definitely grew on me. This is pretty cool. In addition to being a straight spine, I like the look of the ivory handle. And my EDC today is the Para 2, and I want to just throw these in here side by side for a second. Normally in first impressions I don't do this, but these are really, really close, guys. If you love the Para 2 and you want something a little slimmer in pocket or something with a backlock, now the other thing is, I guess if you already have a Para 2, it would be hard to justify buying this. I know I have a Para 2, I just showed it to you. So what do we got here? Well, if you're familiar with, the lockback Spydercos like the Endura, the Delica, the Indela, the Stretch, you kind of know what we're dealing with. So we've got VG10 on the handle. We've got the bidirectional FRN handles here, typical Spyderco clip, 4-way repositionable, nested liners, lockback on phosphor bronze washers, fairly large, comfortable spider hole here, really, really enjoyable and comfortable. We do have the Boyd dent on the lockback as well, and pretty comfortable to use. In fact, my son Joel, when I first got this knife, he tried it out and he's like, "Joel, Dad, this is my favorite lockback you have because I can actually do it." Meaning I can actuate this lock and open and close the knife. So Joel was pretty happy with it, which is definitely an endorsement worth sharing. Otherwise, everything about this is the same as a Stretch, other than the back and, of course, the color that has not been available. And so if you're not familiar with the Stretch, I'll just do a quick rundown on size and weight. 8 3/16 overall, 3.5 inches on the blade, 4 3/4 on the handle. The grip area is very substantial. This is 3 7/8 inches of grip area plus the finger choil. So what are my initial thoughts on this? And I know most of you are going to be familiar with this, but I'm going to share it anyway. I liked the Stretch 2. I think it's a great folding knife. I think it's a really nice EDC. I'm very happy to see this. Now, what this really makes me want is for Spyderco with their CQI to just transition and make this the new standard version of the Stretch. Yes, that would make these ivory ones a little less special, okay, because they'd just be ivory handle and VG10 steel. I don't care. I think this is a good enough knife that it deserves to be in production, regular production. Now, the Stretch 2 is already a good knife, but this is definitely an improvement, and I wish Spyderco would switch to this all the time because, you know, it feels just as good in hand. And of course, back when I first had a Stretch, I said, look, guys, this thing feels fantastic in hand, and that's why it's so popular. And it actually is a pretty popular Spyderco. This feels just as good in hand. It just looks a little nicer, and I think that's a win. Remember, guys, this was initially designed for hunting, and I believe that's why it's got a little extra belly than the Para 2, so you can do that kind of work with it. Although I think the Para 2, you know, it's definitely not a skinning blade shape, but you might be able to make it work. This is definitely more of a skinning blade shape, although I'm not going to be using a folding knife for any kind of meat processing when I've got better options in fixed blades. Anyway, just wanted to share this with you really quickly. I will probably do a follow-up and do a full review on this, or a re-review, or some kind of special discussion about it. I don't know, but I am pretty happy to have it, get to spend some time with it, and share it with you guys. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to check out those channel sponsors. That does help the channel an awful lot. Well, I mean, especially if you buy something and use my discount code. It also helps you because you get to save a bit of money. We'll talk to you soon.